Okay, guys, today we're going to talk about the meta goalies, the top 4 goalies, the best goalies, the 5 goalies, whatever, how many number of goalies we're going to do. We are going to do the meta goalies in the way people think about goaltending and the way they use goalies to be better and help to win games, right? So let's dive into it, talk about the best goalies, their price ranges on the meta goalies, and which bracket you can get into to afford one of the meta goalies. So let's get into it, guys. I hope you do enjoy it. If you do, give it a big old thumbs up. It's very important when you take away from this video that the defense in front of the goalie has a massive impact. If you let up muffins all day long, the goalie's not going to matter. So you can't let up muffins, but these goalies will bail you out when you need that desperation save. Anthony Stolarz is going to be the first meta goalie we talk about. He is 6'6", making him unbelievable, and we're going to go through the tiers of this goalie. As in tiers, what I mean is if you are just getting the game, or if you've had enough of your goalies and you are strapped for coins, you can get this Anthony Stolarz card for 1,400 coins. But if you have a little bit more coins than that and you can spend a little bit more, but you want to get this meta Anthony Stolarz, or this, one of the best goalies, Anthony Stolarz, and you want to get him because you want to give it a try, you're tired with the goalies you've been using, you can go up a little bit higher than that 1,400 coins, and you can spend 23,000 on the 89 overall. We are going to look at the price ranges on a lot of the goalies, and we are going to talk about, at which tier would be the best goalie to get. Will Anthony Stolarz, out of these goalies we talk about, be the best option? Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to check out the prices. And then if you want to spend an absolute boatload of coins, now these cards, when you come to the meta goalies, their best version is always hard to get your hands on. And with that being said, this Anthony Stolarz is on the market for 400,000 coins, but this is not the way I would go. This, because of the one card on the market, this is supply and demand, and I would stay long away from this card. He is not worth 400,000 when you can get other meta goalies for cheaper. Which will lead us into a card like Jacob Markstrom. Now you could get Anthony Stolarz, his 84 overall, for 1,400 coins. Jacob Markstrom cheapest at 82 overall is 2,400 coins. So if you needed a quick, cheap meta goalie, you would go with the 84 Stolarz, or you would spend the extra 100 coins and come up to the 86 overall Jacob Markstrom. I would definitely prefer the Jacob Markstrom. If you are tight on coins, I would go out and earn the 2,500. That's not going to be hard. That's like 5 games online, and you'll get 500 coins out of that per game for 2,500 coins, and you can go get your improvement of Jacob Markstrom. Now, Anthony Stolarz' 89 overall was 23,000, and you can get Jacob Markstrom's 89 overall for 12,000 coins. So obviously, when you're ready to take that step up from the 86, if you wanted to, you could spend the 12,000, but this isn't the way I would go. I wouldn't progress from the 86 to the 89. I would try to jump past that. I think the 86 would be serviceable if you're trying to save your coins. But if you're not worried about coins, you would just jump to the best Jacob Markstrom on the board. Now, again, because he's the best one on the board and the best meta goalie available at 6'6", he might not always be available on the market. And when we look here, we're going to see that this card is not available. But no worries. You can always jump from the 89 or from the 86 right to the 91, which is on the market at 68,000 coins. And this goalie would be phenomenal to help you through the remainder of your hut until you can get the 94 Markstrom, or you could probably just ride this goalie out. As the cornerstone, Markstrom does look pretty good. He comes with speed boost, which is what you want. He has 93 speed, 93 agility, 90 endurance, 93 vision. It's a well-built card, and with the 6'6" frame, it makes him a huge meta card and the one you would want to get for under 100,000. This is probably going to be the best goalie you could find for under 100,000, just because of the height and everything else. But his 94 would be your end game. Now, of course, we have to talk about Jake Oettinger. His card's 1,700, so his 85 is right in that Markstrom's 86, Stolarz is 84. But again, between 1,400 and 2,400 or 2,500, you're just going to get the 86 Markstrom, because that would hold you out for a very long time. but this Jake Oettinger at 17.5 is a very good option as a meta goalie. And if you are a fan of West Coast players, Markstrom's there, Oettinger's there. And if you're a fan of the Dallas Stars, obviously Oettinger's here, but this isn't the only card. Oettinger does have an 88 overall for 70,000. You would probably let this one stay right where it is, as 70,000 for an 88 is pretty expensive when you can get the 91 Markstrom for 68,000. And you can also get the 89 Markstrom for 15,000. So you're not going to get the 88, you would just get the 89. But there's better Oettingers out there. So you would probably go from the 85 Oettinger to the next best Oettinger after this one. But you could take a stop just like the Markstrom here if you wanted, but you'd probably save the coins and pass by. But 15K for an 89 meta goalie. And then the last Oettinger is probably going to be the most unrealistic one to get, as he's 1.2 million coins. But because of this Oettinger, you're not going to get another one, I don't think, for a little bit, because now you're waiting for a 95, 96 Oettinger to come out. So maybe the 89 might be your best bet if you're waiting for like a 95 or 96 that's not the team of the season that comes with this aggressive price tag. And now I'm going to give you 2 one-off meta cards that you can go after for goalies if you need be, and Damian Clara is one of them. 1,600 coins is not a lot to spend on a goalie, especially a goalie with speed boost, 91 speed, 94 agility. His endurance is a little rough, but he's a cheap card. And there's a lot of them out there, so you'll be able to get your hands on him, and you could run this goalie at 86 overall at 1,600 coins until you can get your hands on one of the better ones. And of course, one of the better ones I am talking about is the 90 overall Sebastian Casa, which is 48,000 coins on the market right now. And that card has 95 speed, 95 agility, 90 endurance. Again, your 6'6" frame with speed boost. It's everything you're looking for. And 48,000 for a 6'6" goalie is not a lot. And if this card doesn't sell, maybe this person keeps dropping the price until he does, and you can get your hands on the 90 Casa for pretty cheap to help you build up your team and get better. So goalies, guys, when it comes down to goalies, there are extremely tall goalies with big bodies that fill the net, and more pucks bounce off them instead of getting through them. So it is a thing that you can get a big goalie in net and get a little lucky from time to time and not let an extremely far shot go in, or that short side shot may hit the shoulder instead of going in the net, that pesky short side shot that we all love to shoot on net because it usually goes in. But these big goalies would be in the way. Also, I do have to add that if you leave muffins up, you will get scored on. If you're giving cross creases, you're giving D to D 1Ts, the big body will get in the way and stop more of them, but they will go in eventually. They're not a brick wall, they're just a little better. So these are the meta goalie guys. You got to get them if you want to try to win more games maybe. And your defense in front of them also is a big factor of these goalies. So here are some goalies to try out if you've been struggling in net. I hope they help, and I hope you enjoy them. Leave in the comments section down below if you've noticed anything big. But thank you guys. Till next time. Ciao, ciao.